If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. It's y'all should lead them
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Apologies, dear listener, for the chippiness.
Yes.
But we are back.
All right. You read this one.
Huh?
You want to read this one?
No, because I have to download the song.
Oh.
Sorry. What's the name of it? Is it Dream of Balhai or whatever?
Dreaming of Balhai. All right. Seo Taiji. This is the lead single of their third album, Seo Taiji, and Boys the Third, that was released in 1994. Were you trying to say something?
Nah, go ahead. You good.
This is the album where the group fully embraced rock music and social conscience lyrics. You've already reacted to a live performance of Classroom Idea, a critique of the Korean education system. But BTS, which is a song off of... With BTS, which is a song off this album. The Balhai being expressed in the title is referring to an ancient Korean kingdom. And as such, the song is expressing the desire for North and South Korea to reunite again. Yeah. In the earlier Cold War dictatorship era, expressing such ideas or sympathizes could be misconstrued as being, pro-North Korea. Many families were divided in the Korean War, and it is reasonable that people long to be reunited with those family members. In the early 1990s, the Cold War was considered over, with countries like Germany being reunited, and many had hopes that Korea could do the same. Today, it seems far-fetched, but at this time the general attitude was shifting, especially with the famine happening in North Korea at that time, that the countries could reconcile their differences and move closer to being united again. North Korea and the U.S. met and signed an agreed framework this year. This album is when the media explicitly went against Seo Taiji. Some newspapers and news network KBS started publishing articles about how they were Satanists and how they were supposedly backward masking devil messages in their songs.
Oh my God.
Some TV stations and radio stations banned songs from the album, even though the government pre-screening censorship public performance ethics committee had approved all the songs. This song was released in 1994, which puts their ages at a bit older at 22 to 27. You want the lyrics?
Yes, and Delaney, it's okay. You don't have to be completely mentally stable to be a successful person. I'm living proof of that. So it does suck, but don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. You'll be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, get the help. Just get whatever help you need.
Here we go, guys. Balhai. Bal means foot. And Hai means sun. Like S-U-N.
Oh.
So, I don't know. Balhai together probably. What did he say it meant? It's expressive referring to an ancient Korean kingdom. The kingdom of the foot sun.
It's expressing the desire for North and South Korea to reunite again.
Oh, okay. So one of them is a foot and the other one's a sun. Maybe one's on the ground, one's in the air. That makes sense. Baal, foot, high, sun. So you merge
stacked, yeah.
merge heaven and earth basically.
And they're also north and south.
Backmasking. Here we go, guys. Bell high. What is it now?
Say your prayers in case this truly is satanic.
Dreaming of Bell High. So that's the reunification, inshallah. This sounds like some. What year is this? 94. This sounds like some Eddie Vedder type Soundgarden maybe.
진정 나에겐 단 한 가지 내가 소망하는 게 있어 갈려진 땅의 친구들을 언제쯤 볼 수가 있을까 망설일 시간에 내가 먼저 죽는 걸 진정너는 날 부르는 나 전 인류가 살고 죽고 처절한 그날을 잊었던 건 아니었겠지 우린 몸을 밝아른 채 정신없이 살아가던 가 치유할 수 없는 경계선이 사라지는 날 많은 사람이 마음속에 희망들을 가득 담겠지 난 지금 평화와 사랑을 바래요 저는 우리 힘든 우리는 세상을 흔들 수 있고 우리가 서로 손을 잡은 것으로 그림인데 우린 몸을 밝아른 채 정신없이 살아가던 가 치유할 수 없는 아픔에 절망하는 우리 지켜줘 갈 수 없는 길에 뿌려진 절망인의 눈물이 있어 나에게 날 수도 없는가
It's not over, guys.
자유롭게 저 새들과 함께 날고 싶어 이들이 항상 바라는 건 서로가 웃고 먹고 사는 건 이제 함께 하나를 보며
Interesting. Amazon account is up and running now. We are selling our formula officially. It's amazing stuff from Europe.
Made in Germany. Sold in America.
Highest standards there are. In America, the standards haven't been updated since 1980. It's super weird, like older than me. In Europe, they update safety standards basically every year. This formula is top notch, great for the stomach, great for constipation. This is a great product. If you happen to want to purchase it and join us on our journey, then grab the link in the description. If you do and leave a review for us, send me a screenshot at vinandsori@gmail.com of your review after you have received the product. We will put your name in a hat. Song reviews are going to come out by some of the people that have left reviews. Don't forget to send us a screenshot of your review once you get the product. Now a word from our mascot dressed as a pirate, Fuji.
It's a steal of a deal.
You know, there's that passage in the Bible, 6 things the Lord hates. Yea, 7.
No, 7. Yeah.
And,
It just says no, 7.
Yea.
Yeah, but...
Yea doesn't mean no.
Well, it depends on the translation.
It's a hifpael. It means even.
Okay.
So it's like the 6 things the Lord hates. No 7. And... You know, it's a feet that are quick to shed blood. That makes sense. Then it says the one who sows discord among brothers. Mm-hmm. It says God hates. He hates that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, because I had when I first read that, I had it in my head of like I'm beefing with Junior, like my brothers, and like, yo, like that's an overreaction, bro. Like, chill out. Like we'll fight it out, and everything will be cool. And then you grow up. And then you realize, like...
What that looks like.
I'm not going to get into the specifics because I don't want to drag everything down on Revo's birthday, but we have played a role as Americans in... Korea is a different situation than the situation I'm alluding to, but it's just fucking horrible when people that share literally the same landmass and the same border are at war with each other. It's horrible. And to know that our country is currently taking part in it. Here's my thing, like, you can hate whichever player, you know, there's somebody's on this team, somebody's on that team, and you can hate whoever you want to hate and blame and like put all the blame on one group of people. That's fine if you want to live in that simplistic world, but it has got to be acknowledged that we took an active part in sowing discord among those people.
Absolutely. That has to be, yeah.
Like if you look at human history, getting people to fight and kill each other, that's the human default setting. That's just our default setting. So as I got older, I began to see how this whole concept of discord between brothers. And if you look at every single word there, discord between brothers. Like, you know, I had an old school preacher, which, you know, it's kind of, he's like, no word in the Bible is wasted. So he used to go like every single word and say, this is why this word is placed here and all that. It gets kind of iffy because, you know, it's King James as a translation. It's not literally the whatever, but like,
yeah,
it's like, damn, like you go in there, you sow this discord, and, you know, when you're a kid, I read that verse when I was like 7, 8 years old. I'm like, yo, like the worst that's gonna happen is I'm gonna get a bloody lip if Junior hits me. You know, and I'm like, you hate that? What's wrong with you? I used to be like, yo, you're overreacting here, God. I used to be like, yo, that's overreaction.
I was weird. Like, I still have this memory when I was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and the living room was filled with the usual crowd of kids from the neighborhood. We had the biggest house and the pool, so everybody just came to our place. Plus, everybody's parents didn't want anyone around, and my parents were so strict they wouldn't let us go. So everybody would come to our house. The whole living room was full, and everybody started fighting about something. I don't remember what they were fighting about, but I started feeling like so sick to my stomach because I was like, "Why are we arguing? Like, why are we fighting like this? Like, we're supposed to be friends." And I said, "Why are we fighting like this? We're supposed to be friends." And then I got really emotional when I said it, and I didn't expect to get so emotional in front of a whole living room full of people. But like the idea that we could have been having fun together, but we were all wasting the time arguing and fighting with each other like we didn't even love each other, hurt me really badly. And then I went down the hallway, and I was in my room because it was a weird environment. Like, I'm pretty sure a couple people laughed because it was like weird
I
for
see what
everybody.
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So I went down the hallway and I was like thinking like, wow, like this is so like, and I just felt it so deeply. And then, you know, one of my friends came down and she was like, you know, she's like, I know not everybody's seeing it, but I do see where you're coming from. Like this, because I think we had been fighting for, like, everybody had been arguing for a while, and I don't even remember what it was about. It didn't matter. It was just like a whole day was getting wasted over it. But like the frustration and the anger that was coming out of everybody's friends, like in that moment, was just like crazy because, again, we were supposed to love each other, and then there's all this fighting over who friggin' even knows.
You definitely can see that they grew, like, as artists. Like, this is an incredibly talented, you know, what's his face would be like burning down the village right now, but the only band I've seen that's this versatile, like where you can hear one song and then hear another song and be like, yo, this is a completely different band, was the Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Beatles.
Dwayne didn't say it. You said it.
Well, Dwayne wasn't here. Well, I'm saying Dwayne would burn down, like, to compare this band to the Beatles, he'd have a conniption. Well, I'm not saying they're as good as the Beatles.
No.
Somebody's going to clip this and send it to Dwayne. I'm not saying they're as good or as legendary as the Beatles, although I truly don't know because the Beatles got so much play and so much exposure. I don't know what this band would have done had they gotten the exposure. But as far as being able to twist a genre, like... the first song we listened to was a hip-hop song with some sort of Metallica sort of riffage in the background. The second song was a straight hip-hop song. The third song is kind of a mixture of 1 and 2. And then this song is like Pearl Jam. Like, so one of the things that struck me listening to this song, I'm like, shit, man, they grew a lot as artists in a year or two. But the other thing was how effortlessly it seems that they're just going between genres, and they seem like they've been in the genre the entire time. Their rap skills were adequate for the time period. And it seems to me that they were just watching MTV, and whatever they liked on MTV, they put in a song. So they heard Informer from Snow, so that was the previous song. Like, they were able to just absorb the whatever the Americans were doing and then spit it back out at that level. And like, if they would have had the amount of production and money and you know, reach, like, God knows what they could have done.
Who knows? So I wonder if any of the like the oppressiveness of where they come from, if that factored into it also, like kind of slowing them down. I would assume it would.
And now like this, but this is one of those things. Like, the last couple songs were all girlfriend breakup songs. And now they're talking about, like, the ultimate breakup in their context, which is, you know, the Korea completely split in and you share a border. Like,
that's
I remember
so crazy.
I remember watching Trump. This to me was one of the highlights that made me, like, so proud to be an American. I don't care what anybody says. Trump crossed the border to shake hands with Kim Jong-un, I think his name was. No disrespect. But, like, and then all these, he's a dictator, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what is he supposed to do? Like, continue with the acrimony and tell him he's horrible and all the rest of it? Like, I was proud as an American, because that wasn't safe for him to do. You know, his detail was, you know, some people say, the whole thing was staged, blah, blah, blah. Even if it was staged, it doesn't matter. Like, it took some cojones for him to do that shit. Now, maybe Trump is so delusional that he's like, yo, nobody would hurt me. But my point is, there's so much acrimony about Korea during the Obama administration. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. Man, come on, bruh. They're not gonna do nothing to us, man. What's wrong with you? Like, but like, for him to go and do that, I was like, okay. Like, there were a couple things where Trump, like, we're not gonna bomb the Iranians for shooting down a drone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there were a couple decisions that he made that were away from American orthodoxy. Like I said, I don't give a fuck how you feel. Like, he lost the election in 2020. I've already told everybody, if you want to see my opinion on January 6th, go check it out. But one of the things that got lost in all the hysteria was that he was working on, I think he called it the Abraham Accords, where you're dealing with the Palestinians and the Israelis. He was working on them to piece it up a little bit. He chose not to strike the Iranians. He crossed the border and shook hands. I mean, these are... Obama won the Peace Prize for nothing. He hadn't even spent a day. He got it like the day he got inaugurated, essentially. And like, if you think about all the other people that got Nobel Prizes, like we got those 3 scientists who basically had to take on Einstein and prove Einstein, and put the nail in the coffin of Einstein's, spooky action at a distance stuff, because Einstein was a materialist and he had to make the facts fit into his presupposition instead of letting the facts inform his presuppositions. That's a different story. But like, he did nothing. He got he was a black guy that won the president of the United States, which I'm not poo-pooing that. That's a great accomplishment, but I think like we're gonna need like 20 and 30 years away from the media to look at what Trump actually did, because it is impossible to get any sort of objective sort of view. But the way that he did that a lot of the times, I thought was admirable. And when you look at what's happening right now in Eastern Europe, like, we were literally completely one-sided on this issue. And it wasn't because we care about morality or anything like that. I mean, you have to know now as an American that we don't care about people. Yeah. We don't even care about, dear listener, we don't even care about our own people.
Our own children.
I just saw a video. I mean, I couldn't watch all of it, and maybe it was a fake video of a woman who fucking gave birth literally on the side of the road in California. Like, literally on the road. Like, literally. The baby's, like, head is on the concrete. Like, literally. That's where we're at. So if you think all of a sudden this country grew a conscience and now we're worried about people all over the world.
Wait, how did that happen?
It's California. It's a fucking madhouse over there, bro.
What do you mean? They can't get in the hospital? What?
I don't know what happened, but I mean, these people are going to the bathroom in the streets. I mean, it's just...
Where, in California?
Yes! Where have you been? Oh, okay. It's been a hellhole over there. And my point is, like, if you think our country is actually worried about the morality of what's going on in Eastern Europe, and we care about those people, when we got fucking Americans that's happening to, my point, I'm not saying fuck those people, don't help them. I'm just saying, like, are we that naive? Like, our government is out there sowing complete discord, which has resulted in destabilization. Look at the fucking Arab Spring, dear listener. I can tell you firsthand, we sowed that discord. As I said, we were fighting. You had dudes literally strapped up doing jihad against Al Qaeda in Syria, okay, and then taking a little they used to call it bump skipper over and fighting with them in fucking Libya. Because of the State Department, CIA fueled Arab Spring, which we just sowed all this discord all over the world, man, and we never get held accountable for it, ever. And all the people on the planet Earth are now suffering for it. I'm not going to say that that's what's happening in Korea, because to be honest with you, I don't know enough about the intricacies of that. I mean, we were obviously involved in the Korean War, but I don't know exactly to the extent what it was. But man, it is clear to me that destabilizing regions is part of the American strategy to maintain a solitary superpower position. Yeah. Because as long as these people are fighting each other, and as long as the Eastern Europeans are fighting each other, these regions get collectively weakened. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so thereby we get to maintain our supremacy, or they get instigated to do something dumb to an American asset, and then that gives us the pretext to go to war. Mm-hmm. Which is why I knew when Trump killed Soleimani, which I thought was a righteous kill. When Trump killed Soleimani, I knew, I said, man, them Iranians ain't gonna do shit. I said, they're not gonna do a motherfucking thing, because they don't, come on, man. Everybody knows they don't want to fuck with America. But everybody was like, this is World War III, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, wow. So my point is, like, it's really, now I look at it, like, now I see, like, the whole discord among brothers thing. Because, like, if I could tell my 7-year-old self, it's like, yeah, it's not going to stay with a bloody lip, bro. Right. It's gonna be with whole families getting mowed down and getting found in shallow graves. afterwards. That's how these things metastasize. So, like, I get it. Everybody's got their political affiliations, and some of these are like dyed in the wool. They're never going to change. But all I'm saying is, no matter what your political party is, it is never good to instigate conflicts. You know, there's another one where it says that God doesn't like the guy that winks his eye. It's in the same. Mm-hmm. It's in the same one, and the winking of the eye is like doing underhanded shit.
Yeah.
Like, and like you combine that, and that's America's philosophy on world domination, is that we're going to do a lot of sleight of hand. We're going to be extremely deceptive, and we're going to sow discord among brothers. So you guys can go fight it out, and then we'll come in as the saviors. We can come in and take, like, we instigate the war, then we come in and say, oh, man, you got an ISIS problem. Let's go in there and fuck up ISIS. And then Trump explicitly said it like, well, I mean, I spent a lot of money to defeat ISIS. I think we deserve the oil.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, so you created the problem. You destabilize the region. You come in as the saviors. You wipe out the people that you set up. You created this power vacuum that everybody knew would be filled by bad actors. Then you swipe in there, kill the bad guys, and then say, we're going to take your oil. I mean, it's insane. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely insane. CIA sent first wave of immigrants from Syria, about 5 million people to EU with small paper notes with one word only, Germany or Sweden. They completely destabilize the EU. No, Luminous. The Iranians did launch a ballistic missile attack. The U.S. troops in retaliation. The first foreign government. Stop it. There were two Americans that had a concussion from the ballistic attack, supposedly. I love you, Luminous, but come on. You guys can all watch it on MA. I said, man, them Iranians ain't gonna do shit. Nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna kill. We killed their fucking second in command. That guy was head of special forces and the CIA. We have those broken out. We've got JSOC, and then we've got the intelligence, and they run parallel, but they're not together. That was a huge guy, and all they did was launch an attack, and a couple people got concussed. But you should have heard how CNN talk about those concussions, my guy.
Oh, yeah?
We killed their CIA director and their JSOC commander. If the Iranians would have done that to us, do you think there would have been 2 Iranian troops with a concussion? They didn't want any smoke with us. No country wants any smoke with the United States. Mm-hmm. But we're going in there destabilizing regions all over the place. And the media has a vested interest in trying to put the locus of all evil into one political party and to get us to suspend our ability to think, so that because notice they're talking about the next generation, and it's fucked up that this song came out in 94 and they're still I mean, they're not at each other's throat. Again, I'm not sure what's going on in Korea, to be honest.
But are they reunited yet where it's,
Right, and I don't know how much of this is like, what does a street North Korean and a street South Korean think? Because there's a difference between what people on the street think and what the I mean, Kim Jong-un, look, all I know is American media, so I think the guy is crazy. I think all those people are worshiping this dude like he's a god. I think it's crazy. At the same time, I'm only getting North Korea from a Western perspective. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. But what I'm saying is I don't know what a ground North Korean and a ground South Korean feel about each other at that level. Yeah. That's my thing.
Well, he said in the write-up that almost like they couldn't wait to get back together. Like some of them couldn't wait because families have been separated for generations. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had a friend who was there, Luminous. Did they die? Did they die? But that's the other thing that like people who share a border fighting is terrible. Like all fighting is terrible. But to me, there's something really horrible about landlocked people like at war with each other. Mm-hmm. Because you draw this arbitrary line, and to your point, there's got to be generations of crossover between
many families
North
were divided in the Korean War, and
exactly.
It is reasonable that people long to be reunited with those family members.
Berlin Wall, same thing, right? And then now we've got a situation in Eastern Europe where, same thing, and like it's just horrible, man. It's horrible, and I think there's so many things that this country has done to where God is like, yo, I'm gonna fucking wipe you guys off the fucking map, dude.
There are some things that
So somebody sent me on MA. Somebody sent like people don't understand my mentality. So they'll put things up on MA like Christianity is declining in America. I'm like, inshallah. Inshallah, yeah. Because this version of American Christianity is completely fine with killing. Yeah. It's completely fine with destroying people, all types of shit. They're completely fine with putting people in cages. It was evangelicals are supporting all that crazy shit. So if American Christianity is dying, good. Because we're exporting a brand of Christianity that's just nothing but Americans and Western supremacism. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, in my view, the truth is invincible. China is going to be a Christian country by 2050, according to Forbes and other analyses. And it looks like the Chinese are next in line for being the superpower. So as America is declining, God is already setting up an entire superstructure. Now, there's lots of American Christians that cannot fathom Christianity succeeding without American assistance. So a lot of Americans think, oh, if Christianity is dying in America, that means it's dying all over the world. No.
It's been growing underground for quite some time.
No.
Yeast has been in the dough for a while.
Good song. It definitely showed the maturity of this band. 9.5 for me.
9.1 for me.
9.1 for you? All right.
All right, you guys. Come Back Home is next.
Yep.
We will be right back.
We'll be right back. No, thank God. I'm sure the ballistic missiles were just like Disney rides. No, they were not Disney rides, Luminous, but they were placed. Listen, they were placed in a specific way where no loss of life would occur. As I said, the Iranians knew where we were. They know our patrol schedule, all that shit. If they wanted to really, really hit us for killing Soleimani, they would have done so. They didn't. Because they were terrified. Trump made the right play. The media's not going to give him credit for it, but he made the right play. We shall return, dear listener. We shall return.